Hey guys, today we're going to talk about climbing bikes. Now by climbing bikes, there's no succinct definition, but I don't necessarily mean just event bikes for super short hill climbs. I mean bikes that you generally use on hilly or mountainous courses. And it's fair to say some people would happily use a climbing bike all year round. So it's quite legitimate to have a look at this list or these lists coming up and decide, these are quite good bikes for everyday general use. Now, if you had to put a line in the sand as to what defines a climbing bike in weight, it's quite difficult. You could use the UCI minimum limit of 6.8 kilos. The problem with that is if you apply the FastFitnessTips formula to what is fair value for a bike of 6.8 kilos, it actually generates, based on all the bikes on the market right now, a price of 4,170 British pounds or $5,222. And that's quite a high bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a Google Sheets version of, let's say, the top 100 or so climbing bikes based on value, and that will enable you to do a dynamic filter. Basically put in what price is the most important for you, what's your top price, and what weight is the top weight you'd be prepared to accept, and it will show you what bikes are available under those parameters. But in addition to that, guys, I want to address two criticisms. One criticism is that we haven't released the formula. Well, if you're really geeky and you want to know the formula, I'm going to put it up here so you can see that we are applying a formula that is, in our opinion, accurate based on our massive database now of 1,400 bikes. This is just a sample, by the way. This is a climbing bike sample from that larger database. The second criticism is we're not measuring certain variables, most notably quality. Well, don't forget, these are not, rip-offs. These are not, really cheap Chinese unbranded frames. These are all mainstream products on sale in legitimate stores around the world. So if you or somebody wants to debate that these are vastly different in quality, you need to prove it really by saying that there's some kind of marker in wear and tear or lifespan that differentiates a high quality and low quality product. If you just mean it feels better, product X feels better for you, well, some people will say product Y feels better. Some people say product X feels better. There's no way you can argue that one brand is vastly superior in quality. But if you can, and there's a formula for it, sure, I'll look at it in terms of applying it to the FastFitnessTips model. But for now, guys, enjoy the top 10 climbing bikes by weight and by value. Here goes, guys. We can do various things with this list, and today we're going to do something interesting, which is to find you the best climbing bike available from a regular production bike currently for sale. So if we decide upon the kind of preeminent category for climbing bike, what I've done is just quickly set up a filter. So let's say 8 kilograms or under. Now we also want a currently available bike, not just historically the best climbing bike that was ever sold. So let's change our year filter to recent. I'll include 2016 because many of you can get sale bargains on recent, last year's model. Let's put 2016 or more recent. And if you see 2019 in that year column, that just is my code for current. So don't worry about the 2019 code. So this list is ranked by value. Now let's take a beginner or somebody purchasing at the low end of the market. Let's say you want to buy a climbing bike, not unreasonably, under a certain price, and let's say under, what should we say, £2,000, or what's that in dollars? About $2,500. So let's say less than 2,000 or less. Now this list is really narrowed down, and obviously we want non-disc, non-aero frame. We don't really mind about electronic. So already then, if we filter the list under 8 kilograms, current model year, under £2,000, we can see pretty much our best value top 10 or so climbing bikes are right here. So let's count them down, guys, from the top 10. Number 10, 7.3 kilos, the Specialized Roubaix SLL4 Sport 2016 model. RRP is 1739, but I've put a note here that was on sale for 1050. Red Bull Pro SL3000, I'm not familiar with that bike. The Trek series, the Edmonda ALR 6 7.75. I'm assuming that's aluminium. There's nothing wrong with an aluminium bike. Some of these bikes are aluminium but coming in really light. Let's also look at the Rose. Rose does an excellent line and usually a really high up value per weight category. So Rose Pro SL3000, this 2016 model. The Canyon Ultimate Aluminium 7.8 kilos. Then we've got the Canyon Ultimate AL SLX9. That will be 7.4 kilos, but it's only 1,478. And look at the column next to it under predicted new. The actual predicted average price, if it conformed to average at that price, it would be 3,126. Then we've got the Rose Xeon Ultimate CGF 3000. We've got the Canyon Ultimate AL9SL, only 7 kilos. That's pretty good, guys. Then we've got the Rose Pro CGF Women's Bike, Women's CGF 400, and we've got the Canyon Endurace AL7. So those are our top 10 recommendations from our master list for those of you spending less than 2,000. But let's have a little bit of fun here. So let's say we're shopping up to 3,500, but we want to look at bikes under 7 kilos. You can see I can only find 20 on the list in total. And all the top spots are owned by Rose. So anyone that's in the market for an awesome climbing bike under 7 kilos should check out Rose X-Lite series. But just very quickly, we've also got Ghost Nivelet, BMC Gran Fondo GF02, we've got the BMC Team Machine SLR01, we've got Canyon Ultimate CF9, we've got the Radon Spire 8, and we've got all Rose at the top, Rose X-Lites, Rose X-Lite CRS 4000, 5000, 4400 and Team 3000. Alright, let's do money no object, any price now. So let's take that filter off. And we just want to be really deep diving into lightweight machines here. So let's go for less than 6 now. Let's say less than 6 kilos. So these would be the money no object, less than 6 kilo bikes. In other words, these are not the best value climbing bikes necessarily. These are just the best bikes for climbing full stop, just purely based on weight. In fact, if you look at category N, column N is rating 2 a bargain price, 1 excellent, the rest middle ground fair price, and then the rest significantly overpriced. So let's have a look at this list, 10 bikes. So we've got the Willia 06 2016 edition, 5.8 kilos, 10,500 pounds. And next, yes, we've got the Cannondale Super 6 Evo High Mod Black, which is in the exclusive black color, 5.8 kilos, not 7.5 as I previously misdescribed them. So sorry for that faux pas, but that's down to Evan Cycles for misdescribing them as well. Anyway, if they are 6,999 British pounds or around about $8,700, that would make them a fair price after all. Then we've got that very elite bike, the Canyon Ultimate CF Evo that we saw in our previous video, 4.96. That is pretty much taking the record for the lightest bike, although it is matched here by the Fuji SL flagship SL 1.1, which comes in at 9,999. Those two are split by the Orbea Orca OMR, and then we've got the Canyon Ultimate version, the limited Trek Edmonda top of the range ratio edition SL10, 5.38. Then we've got Meridia's ultimate climbing bike, the Meridia Sculptura 9000 limited. But in terms of value, you can't beat these two at the top by Rose. The Rose X-Lite Team 8800 2017 edition and the Rose X-Lite Team 8810, the ETAP version. So you can even squeeze in there with 2 bikes which have electronic shifting, the Rose X-Lite 8810 ETAP and the Trek Edmonda Race Shop edition. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that, the top 10 climbing bikes from Fast Fitness Tips. Obviously there's a lot more climbing bikes out there on the market, a lot more lightweight bikes on the market, a variety of prices, but this was, in our opinion, based on our formula, based on our database. And by the way, this is the quick plot of weight versus price for all those climbing bikes, but based on that information, this was our quick, useful data dump for you of the 100 best climbing bikes on the market right now, not including for sale prices. Okay guys, we'll feature another style of bike in the future from our database, but if you want to tell us which style of bike you'd like us to analyze next, put it in the comments below. Alright guys, as always, have a good ride. Hey guys, if this video was useful or there's something valuable in here for you, please do Fast Fitness Tips a favor and share this video with one of your friends or somebody who you think would benefit from it. Thanks a lot guys, that will help support the channel.